Welcome to the Crafty Mini, and in this one, a bit of fun as we're prepping for the next season. So I'm going to go through and look at my Heroquest collection because a package has arrived and it's going to be an unboxing. So I just want to show you what I've got here. So I remember the original 1989 game. I was a kid. I played it every weekend with family. Absolutely loved it. Brilliant game. If I can get one in mint condition, I will buy one. I had one a few years ago and stupidly got rid of it. But when I heard HasLab was doing this backing for like a reimagining of the game a few years ago, I backed it and I got the Mythic tier. So I've recently, those who've been long followers of the channel, back in as early season 1, I did some basic board game skeletons and zombies and mummies, and I've gone through and painted all of the core sets. This is what you can see above you now. Yeah, all the furniture's been done. It looks really nice. It pops. You know, it's not the best paint job I can do, but it doesn't matter. The idea is this is to have fun with and to play with. These aren't display pieces. So you can see here all the miniatures. So sadly the Famias have gone. They've now been replaced with abominations. But they look pretty cool, to be honest. But everything else is pretty much bang on. The dice slightly changed the symbols. But you've got all the same number of creatures, same spells, a couple of little extras that they've chucked in. But overall, not a bad adaptation. It's a bit more cartoony, that has to be said. And things like these, the Dread Warriors you can see there, they used to be Chaos Warriors. Obviously with licensing problems you can't have them called that anymore. But yeah, it's not a bad little set. And as we go through the video, I'll show you what was in the Mythic tier and what I've done to it so far, and what expansions I have got, plus the unboxing. Right, so the Mythic tier. Some really cool things in this one actually. So you've got a couple of new entire quest books. The Prophecy of Telor and something of the Dream Queen. I can't remember what it's called now. We'll see it in the video in a moment. A couple of extra cards, some tokens. A ton of extra miniatures that are alternate sculpts, which is quite nice, and a few other bits and bobs. So there's some new characters, including a bard, which has his own spells, you can see there, and a warlock as well, which is quite cool. Something a bit different to mix up from the 4 classes, and then you finally get a druid. So within the actual expansion itself, the main one that everyone was going on about when it was first being backed was this gargoyle, which is currently the strongest enemy in the actual game. That may change. The bard, for those who've watched previous seasons, that got painted, so he's now back in the box, and everything else in there. So you got alternate sculpts, as I say, of the skeletons, zombies, mummies, a couple of extra goblins and orcs, and a couple of abominations. Now the nice thing for this, the reason I wanted it, for some reason they changed the elf in the core set to being female. Not that that's an issue, I just prefer it like the old set. So, but the main one is that miniature there I've got in my hand. So that is Ragnar. For those who've played the game, you know who that is. I think it's by Quest 3. You should have found him in the actual dungeon. Really cool story, and yeah, it's another bit of nostalgia bait. You get a couple of extra dice. The Dread Warrior alternate sculpts are a bit big personally, but the rest look really nice. And then of course you get Morcar himself, who's on the DM screen for the game. Cracking alternate sculpts. I'm going to really enjoy painting these. And again, I won't be doing like super duper high detailed stuff. This is not for display, this is to get on the game and start playing. They'd be very basic paint jobs. But there you go. So the Prophecy Telor pack, so multiple quests with maps. All the extra tokens you'll need for that and the Spirit Queen are actually in there. Now I know at the moment they're selling these as separate, but if you obviously got the Mythic tier, you got this, and then the this one was it, the Crypt of the Perpetual Darkness, which is where the dragon comes in. So that's cool. So that's a nice expansion for the game as well. A couple of new classes. Right, so this was bought for me from a couple of friends for Christmas last year. So shout out to Just Our Luck Gaming, thank you. And this was basically, it's another class add-on for the game. Now I think they've got 2 more. There's a monk and a knight. And I'm hoping they're like this one as well, where you get both genders. which is nice. So you can mix and match. Again, the miniature, yeah, they're really nice. They're made of that soft plastic, so you might have to put them in some hot water just to repose them. But what's quite nice as well is that the rows get their own unique set of skill cards. So sort of like the spells for the other classes. So, you know, something that makes them a bit more unique. I've not played with these yet, but they do look pretty cool. And I'm looking forward to painting these because the miniatures are quite nice. And do something a bit different with them. For the core set, I've gone and painted things like to the actual box art. The other stuff like this I may not. These I'm thinking of doing as drow. But yeah, you get this nice little note and it gives you some base rules. But again, another choice for the players, so that's pretty cool. Right, so onto the expansions themselves. So Kellar's Keep, that's the original cover there, which I love this one. So this was very, as a teenager playing this was very Mines of Moria. A lot of green skins, and it was a tough slog. But we back then we managed to get through it. And this, for us, this was always the second sort of storyline you'd play after finishing the base game. Now, each of the expansions, for those who don't know, you'll get some unique cardboard punch-outs and things. Like those two hands there, I remember what they do, and they are. That's a, you know, good bit of fun, and the little map and the stairways leading down. But yeah, it's quite interesting. So you get these special doors, because there's always an entrance and an exit to every level, and that's what these are denoted for. It's another bit of plastic, isn't it? Something else to paint. And the miniatures themselves, so these are, they look, and I could be wrong, but they look like, so it's the same sculpts from the core box set, it's just extras of each. So you've got like 6 extra goblins, I think it was 8 extra orcs and 3 extra abominations, and some cards as well. So you got some equipment and artifact cards. Now, from memory, I don't remember either of these being in the original expansion, but I could be wrong. So the equipment cards are just things like potions and whatnot, but the actual artifacts are things I don't recognise. So they allow you to cast extra spells and you know, do some nice little things in combat. I'm guessing to beef up the core characters, because I've not looked at the actual quest book yet. I would assume it's a bit tougher than it was. The core set was I think all but identical. But yeah, that'll be a good bit of fun to play. So the last part that came with the pledge was my personal favourite, and that's Return of the Witch Lord. That original cover art there, which I think this is one of the few ones they've nailed it on the box. It's not too cartoony. This was my favourite expansion. I mean, technically spoilers, but if it's a game from 1989. But the Witch Lord was in the original quest. And then it was the idea, we did all that at Kellar's Keep, and then we come to this, and it's like, oh my god, the Witch Lord's back. And we thought we defeated him, and I just remember it being amazing, just a really good feeling. This was like this is entry level into like proper role play, and you felt like the stakes were there. Now this set I've actually painted. This is what I did for I think one of my first seasons on the channel. So same again to Kellar's Keep. You get the 2 doors, entrance and exit. So I've just done a basic paint job on these. And again, these are for gaming, they're not for display purposes. But you get 8 more skeletons, 4 zombies, 4 mummies. The sculpts are all the same from the core set, which was the same in the original. So at the moment it's only the mythic tier that do alternate sculpts. But yeah, these are pretty good. And I say they stand out on the table. You can tell what each creature is, and that's what I want. Now again with this box set you get a bunch of cards, which again I can't remember them being in the original set. Again, I could be wrong, but if anyone knows, just leave a comment. But I'm looking forward to playing with these. This looks like it's going to be a good expansion, and same sort of thing, artifacts and equipment, and another quest book. And then lastly, so this will be the unboxing for the actual video, against the Ogre Horde. Now this one, from what I've read, was never actually available in anywhere outside of Europe. But I remember playing this and the Wizards of Morcar expansion, which I'm hoping HasLab are doing. But yeah, this arrived in the post. Completely forgot I'd ordered it, and it was awaiting stock. But yeah, let's get into it. Artwork's pretty good. It's very cartoony again. The original artwork was really nice, but you know, it's just an aesthetic choice. The game itself is what I'm here for. And yes, extra bits of tiles. It looks like potentially you're tracking hit points in a different way, which seems strange. But I'm loving the artwork on the tiles, and the double-sided in this one, which the first two expansions they weren't. So some of these I recognise. So the room with the eye and the triangle. That's just an updated version. I'm not quite sure what these timers are for. The sort of hourglass markers. Now this one I remember. This was the entrance to the dungeon. That one, on the other side, I'm not sure of that. But again, card quality is good. It looks nice. Then the print's really good. For things like that, they've nailed it. And this is where I've spotted the miniatures. These look really, really good. But first, onto the quest book. So same again. I'm not going to show too much because I don't want any spoilers. But a ton of missions. And if memory serves me correct, we only got about 2/3 of the way through this book, and we had a total party wipe. And then we decided to play, I think it was Space Crusade at the time instead. But yeah, good bit of fun. And again, a ton of cards. The miniatures look really nice in this. And yeah, orc archers, which is a bit strange. So you got your normal ogres, which yeah, they look pretty good. There's something quite nostalgic about the old ones, but I've got to say this ogre chieftain and champion here, these are proper big miniatures, which is what you want for an ogre. These look amazing. I'm gonna have a lot of fun painting them. And there is the big honcho himself, the ogre chief, with his crown. There's a lot of good detail on him, and they've kept it simple. It's not clustered up with tons of minutiae and little bits of detail that you get on some miniatures these days. So these are going to be an absolute joy to paint. So yes, I've read that for some reason there's certain creatures have got ranged attacks, which will be interesting. Mix it up a bit. So you got 4 orc archers, 2 of each gender, and 4 goblin boomerang or bomb throwers. Now I don't know if they do splash damage or something else, but this was a nice surprise. So underneath, a couple of extra characters. So there's a druid and a wolf, so I'm assuming some form of wild shape. And again, some more scenery, some skeleton archers, and the actual ogre throne, which in this set is big. Because I remember in the core set you used the original throne just to dress up the room. That looks like a proper throne. And again, all the furniture is going to get painted. But this looks really good. If anyone's got the brand new expansions, so was it the Jungles of Dalthrak or something like that, the ones that weren't originally out, leave a message and let me know what they're like, because I'm not sure if I'm going to get them. I've always said I was going to get the original 4 expansions that we played when we were younger, but I'm not sure about the new ones. I don't know if they're any good, but if anyone knows out there, please let me know. Yeah, the cards, the artwork looks nice stats, everything you'd expect. Again, I know the artwork's annoyed some people because it is a bit cartoony, but I personally don't mind it. Again, this is a game for playing. But it looks pretty good. So, looking at the cards there, so it seems that these are just range variants with the same amount of attack dice. They just use 1 less when in close assault. Now this is all brand new. I don't recognise this. So a bunch of spell cards and some other strange stuff. So it looks like the druids get a set of spells, which is nice. Everything seems to get in extra actions. Now I'm hoping the barbarian and the dwarf from the original set aren't going to get sort of left behind with that, because every class seems to be getting something. But yeah, quite interesting. Looks like you can do like almost like a wild shape. A lot of healing, which could be good as well. And the pixie's quite a nice one that you can basically cast a spell and search for traps and secret doors. But yeah, it looks interesting. That, look forward to using it. And these spells, I'm not quite sure what they are. So looking at them, it's just a case of the evil player can do something against the party is a little bit of extra fun. I'm not sure if it's a specific mission mechanic at this point or just something you can chuck in at any point. But yeah, look pretty good to be fair. The artwork's quite nice on them. And yeah, some of them are quite, like that one, the Mind Blast, that's really nice. Looks like you can have a bit of fun with that. But yeah, overall, quite happy with that, to be honest. Just the Wizards of Morcar left now and I'll be happy. As I said, if anyone's got any of the other expansions, let me know if they're worth getting, because I don't know whether or not to get them or not. So, but yeah, this is an interesting video, so I'll be working through painting these, getting them done, as Just Geek Gaming and Divinity Omen and myself are going to be playing it. Now we might record it as well or do like a live stream or something, so keep your ears up on the community tabs for that. But yeah, so this has been the Heroquest. We're getting ready for season 7. So bear with me, I'm just waiting on things to arrive. We've got the first few bits have come in that I'll be doing giveaways with as well. So keep an eye on the community post for that. But yeah, thank you very much for watching and we'll see you on the next one. Cheers.